So you know that feeling when you're getting ready for a long trip and you're going through your bags and your backpack and you're like, you pull out your Glock and you're like, oh, I forgot I have this thing in here. You got to take it out. Make sure you don't have any spare shells in there because otherwise, it might set off the alarm at the airport.
America problems.
It is mostly an American problem.
Second Amendment.
God bless this country. It's the 4th of July. We've all experienced it, I think. But, unlike us, just mere passengers who pay our way to get into this plane, the people who are paid by the airlines apparently are just sneaking guns into the airport.
Okay, maybe sneaking isn't quite the right characterization of it. But for airline staff, so the pilots and the flight attendants, they don't go through security the same way that we do as passengers. There's and to be fair, it's different in different airports how it works, but they go through something called the KCP, the Known Crew Member Program. And basically, they're just swiping their ID badges, and a random selection of them will get brought over for a more thorough inspection. There is a TV station in Atlanta that pulled police records and discovered. Here, let's just see what they discovered and what prompted all of this.
This got a Delta flight attendant, wasn't screened. Flew all the way to Santo Domingo, flew back to ATL from Santo Domingo. This time the randomized check came up and they discovered a firearm in her bag.
Body camera footage we pulled seems to indicate it's not uncommon.
Unfortunately, it happens. You're not the first.
This is my second one this week.
You can also hear Atlanta police officers express frustration over the KCM process.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't screen them. That's strange to me. Hopefully we'll never have this happen again, because I'm hoping this is going to change policy.
Okay, so what this TV station discovered by pulling police records is that 4 times at the Atlanta airport alone, in the first 4 months of this year, guns were discovered in these random checks. They don't get charged with anything. They could get fired if there's other things, but they face TSA fines of $3,000 to $15,000. I don't know if any of them paid fines or what happened to them next. But the point is, there could be a lot more. You heard the cop saying, oh yeah, here it is again. This was, police body camera footage.
They have to throw the guns out into the garbage can right there.
You can actually, there's an auction for all the stuff the TSA confiscates.
Really?
Yeah.
You can bid on. I've gone on the site. I've looked at
It's
it.
a website?
Because they took my knife, and I was thinking, I'm not going to put it back in my bag, so maybe I can bid and I can get it back.
Did you get it?
They haven't listed it yet.
All right, that aside, so this raised the alarm bell, and I started seeing, reports and articles saying, I can't believe it. This is crazy. How is this possible? The funny thing is, this is not like a new revelation. So 10 years ago, back in 2014.
11 years ago.
11 years ago. Sorry, I have 15. I got
We'll
stuck.
get there.
11 years ago. Back in 2014, there was this incident where, and I reported on it. At the time, my beat was aviation beat, and I read a bunch of articles all around this. So I remember the story well. When I read this, I was like, what are you kidding? This has been going on forever. So airport employees, so those are the airline employees, right? So airport employees, that's everybody who is, running the stores, doing maintenance on the plane, baggage control, all of those people. They also don't go through the security checks that passengers do. And they are also largely subject to just random checks. They have a badge, which is called a SETA badge. It's what SETA stand for? It's basically the security area control, security ID allowance. I can't remember. Look it up. They have a badge that they swipe, and they can get into the secure areas.
The question is, who decides who gets randomly selected? Like, what if a terrorist gets that job? Okay, it's a computer. The robot's
hear me out. There's more to this. Okay, first of all, to get one of those jobs where you're allowed in the secure area, they do background checks on you. So make sure you don't have criminal records or you're not on a terrorist watch list or anything like that. So in theory, you're not hiring a terrorist, okay? What happened in 2014 is that they discovered that there is a X-baggage handler and a Delta baggage handler were in cahoots, and the Delta baggage handler came to work with a knapsack full of firearms. and gets through the secure area, not pulled by one of these random checks, goes into the bathroom and the terminal. The ex-carrier, the ex-baggage handler is a passenger, goes through security like we all do, and now they're in the secure area, ready to board the plane, meets the friend in the restroom, gets the bag of guns, and goes onto the plane. This happened 17 times from December to May in 2014.
They succeeded to do this.
It's just a gun running.
Yeah, exactly, because it's harder to buy guns in New York State.
Wouldn't it be easier just to drive them? This seems like unnecessarily elaborate.
17 knapsacks full of guns made it into New York via this method. So at that point, raise the alarm bells. Oh my goodness, this is a huge breach. We have to do something about it. They did tighten the system after that. More random checks. Some airports didn't have random checks at all, so they instituted everyone needs random checks. They did more thorough background checks that include fingerprinting and also tying into FBI and other databases where, if anybody is arrested or flagged during that time, the airports will know about it.
Would that have actually solved this particular problem?
Probably not.
Right.
But you know what else it doesn't solve? Imagine your airport employee, you're hired, you might work there 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Somewhere along the line, you get radicalized.
As we all do.
Well, and you want to join ISIS, which actually has happened. Airport employees have gone and joined ISIS, have had associations with known terror organizations. In 2017, they found 73 airport employees that had some association with terror organizations.
73?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Some association with terrorist organizations? Okay.
Do you want them working
not 73
in
joined ISIS. How many of them joined ISIS?
No.
That's what I want to know.
There was a few.
There was a few, though.
There are a few that joined ISIS.
And they had this clearance, and they can go in and out.
Correct.
Yikes.
So, this is a significant issue. So at the time I looked into why, you might ask the question, why wouldn't they just put them through, regular security checks like the rest of us do? Well, the reason is it's very difficult because the way our airports are organized in North America, they're actually a bit different in Europe, but the way they're organized here is there's staff that are going in and out of the secure, they call it sterile area, all day long, right? So when you check in for your flight, you're meeting the person at the counter and the same person will be at the gate later. Imagine maintenance people, all kinds of jobs, you're going in and out. So if you had to wait, and there's
it's the same person?
Yeah.
I never realized that.
You never noticed that?
It's the same person who's at the bottom, and then you go through TSA and at the gate.
Have you never noticed that?
I've never noticed that.
Check next.
And it's so hypocritical, too.
because mostly you're using the machines now, the kiosks.
Yeah, right? I guess.
They put you through so much, and they're just zipping on through.
Yeah, exactly.
It can't always be the same person.
It's not
the crazy
always,
thing is,
but it's part of your job. You're there, and then you're there.
Yeah,
you know what, though? They have that TSA Clear program and everything. It's kind of like they're doing that for the public now.
It is, right?
To an extent.
It's accepted that, especially for the known crew program, that these are more trusted people. But we also know 9/11, some people got their pilot's license just to
define trust. Trusted by whom?
There is supposed to be a change that the TSA will run. Right now, it's run by the Pilots Association, and there's a change that TSA is supposed to run those, and it'll be more secure. But that plan was supposed to go into effect already. It's been indefinitely postponed because it's complicated, right? And imagine too, if you had to, I think it's 1.8 million people work at U.S. airports. A big airport will have like 30, 40,000 employees, up to 60,000 employees. So imagine if they all have to go through, that level of security coming to work, the bottleneck, that would cause. Plus, if you were like a maintenance worker or something like that, there's going to be prohibited items that you need for your job. So there's going to have to be a list. Today, are you allowed to carry, these items or these items? So there's legitimate reasons why it's expensive and difficult. Think of how many more TSA agents they would have to hire to screen those people.
But then, how do they justify, me having to take my shoes off and wait for, an hour and a half or whatever?
Again, I think this is something of note, too. Didn't they just get rid of the no-fly list as well? I'm just not feeling safe with airports anymore.
Which DHS said absolutely.
They get rid of the no-fly list. They let these people go in and out. I know, but still, it just doesn't seem good. Anyway, there is going to be more random checks, and the studies do show that the random checks, because you don't know when they're going to happen, who they'll happen to, are actually
quite effective, almost as effective, very close, like almost as effective as 100%.
Okay,
and there are some airports that actually do 100%. If you want to fly at them, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta became one after this.
Okay. My question is like, it's 100% effective. At what exactly?
Preventing people from sabotaging, doing bad, abusing the system, doing things they shouldn't. Bringing
how
guns.
could you figure out if that's true or not? Because like, even these people, these 4 times, in Atlanta's airport, according to the police records, looked at by that media that you just referenced, 4 people brought
loaded guns
4 times during the first 4 months of 2025.
Correct.
Why? Just to have them in case the irate customer gets in their face? Like, what's the point?
This was not mentioned. It looked to be, oops, I forgot there's a loaded gun in my purse.
Okay, I will accept that argument, to be honest. But
one of them was flying internationally. She'd already flown 2 legs with her loaded gun and it wasn't caught.
Okay, so it's, I guess, but my question is, like you're saying, it's 100% effective. But my response would be like, okay, if you have random checks and you're like a sleeper cell terrorist, you only need, you don't need to bring the gun every day. You just need to bring it that one time. So like, it's not going to prevent.
Huh? You may get caught that one time.
But you also couldn't. And if it's random,
but it's
not
enough
100%.
The idea is it's enough. Apparently, the studies show that it is almost as effective as having 100% because you'll be like, okay, let's not do it this way. There's too high a chance of getting.
I get that, all right, but I wouldn't say 100. That's crazy to say 100.
No, I didn't say 100. They said it's almost
roll
as
the
effective.
clip back if you're watching.
Wait a
this.
minute.
She said 100.
So okay, let's say there's a network of them at one airport, and everyone brings their gun to work that day. Okay, random. Let's say a few people get tripped up. Does that trigger a system wherein they start inspecting everyone for that day?
I wouldn't be surprised if they saw a huge spate every time they pulled someone on the random. There was a gun.
Right now there isn't any.
I mean, that would be an on-call.
I can write
that would be a
policy
call that
this,
the
it just doesn't feel good about this.
I know it's a surprising thing, right? So there's lots of reasons to feel unsafe. Remarkably, very few things seem to happen, so they must be doing something right.
That's true.
If you think about how many, flights there are each and every day, how many opportunities there are, but for any system, there's loopholes. But I think it's surprising to find out. How the system works for people working the airport.
Yeah, honestly, being at the airport, I always have like this like dual feeling of like, wow, I'm really safe because to get into this area, nobody has a gun, and even though I don't have one, nobody has one. It's like, oh, okay, it's safe. Like the highest level that it can get to is like a fist fight. It's like, okay, I feel safe. But I also feel like, man, I'm not safe because if anything goes down here, like nobody has guns versus like other areas where. You might have some kind of.
Now some people can bring in guns.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know.
So next time you're at the airport, think about it.
I'm like, run over to the gate. Hey, did you happen to smuggle in a gun today? There's a guy over there. He's irate.
So also apparently something they're paying more attention to in terms of airport security isn't even in the secure zone and isn't even the employees, but things can happen in the big areas before you go through security. Car in the parking lot. There's a whole lot of other things. Drones flying over, breaching perimeters. There's a whole lot of other.
DoorDasher who drove onto the tarmac.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, like a couple months ago, and everyone's like, "How do you get literally onto the runway where the planes are about?"
Did he go through security?
Well, but that's the question. Like, how did he get his
car? Onto the runway, what's to stop you from putting a suspicious bag inside the baggage carousel?
You want to hear something interesting? I found this pretty cool. Another reason why it's so hard to do the security checks for all employees at our airports here is because when they were built, let's say Europe, more people travel to work via train, right? It's much more common. So there's fewer points of entry into the building, so they're able to actually put everyone through a security check. But here you have sprawling parking lots, lots of employee parking, and there's just almost unlimited numbers of places that employees can go into the airport because that's how they were designed pre all these security concerns, and everyone's got their cars. So you'd have to radically, redesign airports in order to institute, a much more secure
it's crazy.
system.
I look at videos of the airlines in the 80s and stuff, and It looks like some like futuristic luxury show. They're
right?
like walking around. They have like couches and stuff. And now they're thinking, how can they shove more seats in front of us and stuff?
And that's a whole other.
All right. So people were saying that this is a new issue. Cindy was reporting on this 11 years ago. Last question. You went through the most recent report. You looked in the footnotes. You saw your own reporting from 11 years ago. How did that make you feel? Good?
At least one person read my article, so that made me feel great.
All right. I feel good for you. Well, I hope you are as happy for Cindy as she was when she read that footnote that was included in that report from 11 years ago. All right. I know exactly what you're thinking. That was a great clip you just watched. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to follow and also check out either these videos or maybe they're on this side. I don't know which side they're on, but we set it up. So these are the videos that YouTube is suggesting to you as the best ones that you'll probably like the most. So check them out, this side, and until next time.